Some of you guys have found it very funny to insult my green screening abilities, so recently I decided to practice a little bit, and look how good I've gotten. It looks incredibly realistic, I know, it looks really good. But most of you did not click on this video to hear about my green screen abilities, you actually clicked to hear about Just Jules. And there's a lot to get into when it comes down to Just Jules today. She's been posting a lot recently regarding the breakup situation, and since you guys really were into the last breakup situation video I made on her, I figured what's wrong with making a follow-up.
I find it so funny when people are like, oh, it's not that serious, when in reality it is that serious, but the only reason why you're saying it's not that serious is because you're in the wrong, which is honestly fair. I would probably do the same thing if I was immature.
So, Just Jules doesn't need much of an introduction. I've talked about her a few times on this channel, but for those who do not know her, I will give you a short introduction. She started off on YouTube Shorts, but has now moved over to TikTok and gets a lot of hate on TikTok, whereas on Shorts, she gets little to no hate. But regardless, she is still very popular and still has a lot of fans on TikTok. On YouTube Shorts, she posts a lot of different stuff. She is well known for being Christian. She makes a lot of TikToks about the Bible and following God and being kind to others, and I will admit, while I know a lot of hypocritical people in real life that claim to be Christians, she does seem genuine. Not to sound parasocial or anything like that, but like when I see her TikToks, she seems to genuinely believe what she says when it comes to Christianity. She also follows a lot of trends and is friends with a lot of creators. Some of them are also YouTube Shorts creators, like Jenny Hayos, who I've covered in former videos. Like, Jenny was also someone who had to figure that out kind of the hard way because she was also super good at YouTube Shorts. She's been in so many different interviews where she's explained like how she went viral, how she understands the formula. A lot of people have compared her to Mr. Beast, calling her like the female version of him because she does have a very similar editing style to him. She was likely one of her inspirations, if I had to guess. And she's been one of those people who's very respected on YouTube Shorts, but she moved over to TikTok, and my gosh, people were hating on her looks. They were calling her chopped. They're making fun of her jeans. They just like, oh my gosh, I still remember because I saw her account when she first made it and she first started posting like dances and stuff, and oh my gosh, she was just getting bullied, which obviously parallel to YouTube Shorts rarely ever seemed to happen. To be fair, I didn't watch a ton of her YouTube Shorts, but when I would see it, it was usually positive because it's just two completely different worlds.
I hate your content. Everything that you make.
Now, the reason I'm talking about her is obviously regarding the breakup situation she had with Dylan when he cheated and a lot of other things happen. Don't worry, we'll be getting into it. But the reason we're talking about it today is because she's made a lot of different TikToks very recently, calling him out for a multitude of reasons, and he ended up responding in a video, and my gosh, it is honestly insane. So in this video, we're going to be getting into all of it.
I find it so funny when people are like, oh, it's not that serious, when in reality it is that serious, but the only reason why you're saying it's not that serious is because you're in the wrong, which is honestly fair. I would probably do the same thing if I was immature. Anyways, why are we playing victim to a situation that you created? How embarrassing.
So firstly, she made this TikTok where she calls him out for being immature. She claims that he's playing victim, which I know I'm stating what you literally just said. Oh my gosh, what a crime. And she basically says that he's a manipulator. And this TikTok got over 200,000 likes. She says, I didn't use you, and yet you only post me whenever your views are low. Now, the things people are really talking about is the caption. Now leave me alone, like you left me for that blonde girl. So she may be hinting at who he cheated on her with, which obviously we don't know until now when we kind of have hints. And the comments for once under her TikTok post were positive. Someone said, is this about Dylan? She said, unfortunately. I mean, I feel like she didn't have to clarify it because, I mean, it was kind of obvious. She said, and someone else said, I like this side of Jules. She said, I'm just so fed up, crying face emoji. And someone said, finally, she speaks up for herself. Anyways. She also said how it feels to have that spidey sense that your man's cheating on you. And she said something like feminine intuition. That could be referencing the Olivia Rodrigo song. I think that song has that lyric in it, the Drop Dead one, so it might be referencing that. She didn't use that sound though. She also said, gonna take one heck of a man to bring that lover girl in me back. Obviously, I feel like I don't really need to explain it, but this is kind of indicating that he was very, very nasty and kind of ruined that lover girl feeling she had. Now, guess who actually ended up responding to the situation? If you guessed Dylan, oh yeah, I want to quick say I'm very sorry about this microphone. My stupid microphone broke for no reason. I'm not buying from that company again, and I had to like rush and get one so I could keep making videos. I'm buying a nicer one, but this is from Walmart, and I know it genuinely sounds terrible. Like I genuinely hate it. Plus, like, it glows red. You can't really see it right now. I guess it's just the lighting from my amazing green screen, but it like glows bright red, and it like makes my skin look disgusting. So just very annoyed about that. Anyways, Dylan would end up responding to Just Jules, and we're gonna look at that right now because the video is honestly insane.
I'm gonna take accountability for what I did do, and I'm gonna explain what I didn't, and I'm sorry about my voice. I'm very sick. So first, I'm just gonna get this over, the cheating thing in general. Basically, the story is I was in LA, and a few days before LA, Jules and I had a call. In that call, I said, yo, I don't think it's gonna work. But I was just too scared. Like, honestly, I was just too scared to, like, end it.
So he claims that he was too scared to completely end it. Now, I don't mean to be, like, harsh or anything, but, like, too scared? Like, why are you too scared to end a relationship? Are you scared of how she would react? Like, he doesn't make it very specific, but, like, I'm curious what he's trying to say. Like, was he scared she was gonna get mad? I mean, obviously she was gonna get mad, but, like, I mean, I feel like this is better than cheating, but whatever.
So then I go to LA, and then the second day of LA, I said, yo, like, I think we should, like, take a break. Because, like I said, I was too scared to just completely end it. So then I did get with, like, a girl, but in my eyes, I thought Jules and I were, like, not together. I probably, like, miscommunicated that, but yeah, but I'm gonna take accountability for that because I should have been more clear with my words. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the using Jules.
So he says that he's going to also address how he, I guess, apparently uses Jules. And that's not just people saying that. Jules kind of said that herself. And this seems to be coming after Jules already said this, but she said, use me when your views get low, and very obviously referencing him. She specifically said it, and even if she didn't, I mean, it is very obviously talking about him, and so he seems to be addressing that. Now, to be fair, she is much bigger than him in size, and usually with drama like this is what kind of gets a lot of likes. Like, if he talks about her or references her, he gets more attention than if, obviously, he just films a normal TikTok. But to be fair, whenever she talks about the drama or the cheating, she also gets a lot of likes. This isn't me hating on her. It's just stating, like, yeah, I mean, it is kind of a two-way thing. Like, she's a lot more relevant than him. So, I mean, yeah, she's right. But at the same time, like, the drama is kind of giving both of them views.
So y'all have probably seen that text message of me saying, yo, like, I'm going to wait till I get paid. So basically, I posted a video of her kissing me on the cheek. And before we filmed that video, I said to her, I was like, yo, like, is it okay if we film this video? She said yes. So I posted the video, all this and that, and then her and her family asked me to delete it. The reason why I didn't delete it is because she gave me permission to post it. So I posted that. I didn't delete that video to prove a point and less of, like, to get paid from YouTube. And I told her in the text message I was doing it to prove a point. The point being, like, you should be more careful of saying yes to this type of video. Because she said yes to doing it. And then throughout the whole relationship, I was not using Jules whatsoever. I literally told her, like, yo, like, there's going to be times that I want to hang out with you and I don't want to film at all. Because I didn't want our relationship to be so around social media.
It is fair, like, if you don't want your relationship to be social media based, like, I mean, that is valid. Like, I can kind of understand. Well, okay, that's a little bit rude. Like, I can understand where he's coming from there. Obviously, like, social media based relationships kind of suck because there's so much drama. Like, just look at the Jenny and Angelo example. Like, everyone is constantly hating on Jenny. I mean, that's died out a little bit now, but, like, the amount of hate they got, like, if they had just kept it private, which I'm not blaming them for the hate or anything. I'm just saying, like, if you had seen it in private, like, that sounds really weird. If it had just been private, they would have gotten a lot less hate because, my gosh, the amount of hate they got because I guess people saw Jenny as too ugly for him. My gosh, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
And I think I let all that social media hate of everyone being like, oh, you're using Jules, and oh, Brody, like, she's better with Brody, all that. Like, I think I let that get to my head. So I posted a lot about Jules to kind of show, like, oh, she's over Brody. Like, yeah, it wasn't to use her for clout. I literally have an account, like, my old account has the same amount of followers as this account. And that account I had no collabs with. But right now I'm taking accountability for not deleting that video and for my miscommunication of words. I hope y'all can forgive me and like, just know I am trying to change. I've been talking to my therapist.
My gosh, I green screened a plane overhead. Oh my gosh. So you can kind of hear a plane, just ignore that. Anyways.
Which brings me to my next point of I've had it harder than others, because a lot of y'all are saying that in my comments because I texted her that.
So again, not really addressing much, but I mean, and kind of just making excuses. I mean, he says he's had it harder. I don't want to immediately dismiss that because obviously that could mean some traumatic things have happened. So I mean, I guess fair to say. Also, does anyone else remember? I know I made the last video on her like a month ago, so most probably don't, but PaulTooReal made that one video where he was like, "Just Jules, if you need a man, I'm here for you." Does anyone else remember that? Oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'll play a clip in case you guys didn't see that. When he made that whole YouTube video where he was talking about how he would be the perfect boyfriend. I know it was for clout, obviously, but like, why would you do that? Oh my gosh. Anyways.
I'm gonna make one video about this and that's it because I can't deal with all this hate.
He also ended up responding to this comment saying, "Mind you, like I said, Just Jules has boundaries and he did admit to cheating. Better yet, he took accountability. She has forgiven him. I'm sure he still misses her." What?
First, I did not cheat. How do you cheat if you're not even like dating the person? And we practically ended it a few days before. And I get that y'all are confused of why did I post a video saying, "Oh, I cheated?" Because she said if I don't post that video, she's going to post 6 videos that are going to completely ruin my reputation forever. So then I had to post that video.
So he claims that he wasn't even dating her. This is probably all we're going to get to the whole cheating allegations. She seems to think they were dating, and most people seem to think they were. I mean, if you guys are like talking and you're basically together to the extent, I mean, it's possible they weren't really together, but I mean, she seemed to think they were. Like, how does that happen?
Because I'm not trying to have other videos spread about me. Do I think Jules is a good person? Yes. I'm not throwing any shade to her. I'm just saying, like, I just want y'all to forgive me and, like, just know I'm not completely in the wrong here. Yes, it was bad for me to move on that quick, but, like, come on, guys. Like, we're taking this way too serious. But, yeah, like I said, no hate to anyone. I just want to show my point because there's a lot of hate going around, so hope y'all have a blessed day.
And Just Jules has continued to post about the situation. Here she shows texts, and the caption says, "We broke up days before." Right. Okay, so like he said, basically, obviously, we weren't in a relationship, and she said, "Oh my gosh, yes, we were." So he's likely lying. Maybe she is, but he's likely lying. Here's some text messages she's showing. He's saying, "Listen, I don't want to break up, but I think we should chill down. I was basically accused of doing some stuff at the Glow House that I had to leave. I think we should take a break." And then she says, "Yeah, I already told you on the phone I didn't want you to talk to Dylan. And I told you cheating is where I draw the line. We're over." Then we can't really see the rest of the messages as it is just one photo. So this is basically proof that they were still together. He wanted to chill down. I'm sorry, what does "I don't want to break up, but we should chill down" even mean? I mean, clearly they did have a relationship, as she's saying we're over. So anyways, that kind of clarifies that she is likely in the right. I mean, yeah, sure, screenshots and stuff can be faked, but from this screenshot, it does show pretty clearly that they were in a relationship. He wanted to chill down, don't really know what that means, and she got mad about it. Also recently made a TikTok saying, "Hot take, I would rather be cheated on than be a cheater," which, I mean, I can agree with that. And he also would post corny stuff about the relationship. And this is what she's kind of referencing when she says, "You need me for views." He also posted this TikTok, what that one relationship sounded like, and it's that one Charlie song. It's the same song that one influencer used when he was not getting along with the Cat's Eye members. If you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. If you don't, well, you'll have to catch up in the next Cat's Eye video I make. We also have this one. "Why don't girls tell the girl anymore? Y'all out here are evil," referencing likely the girl that he cheated on her with, the blonde girl. We're not really sure who that is, but I'm sure it will be revealed in due time. And then the caption, because Just Jules does like to use those captions to her advantage, says, "Oh wait, I know why. Because you did know about me." and you didn't care. And I remember she got made fun of for one of her captions a lot. It's one of the TikToks she was referencing him, and she said, "My nice girl battery died." There we go. It's her lip syncing to some song, and oh my gosh, did she get some hate in the comments for this caption, "My nice girl battery just died." I'm not going to say that the hate was deserved, but Just Jules sometimes forgets on TikTok that TikTok is not YouTube Shorts. Sometimes you can post stuff on YouTube Shorts that you will never, ever be able to get away from getting hate on TikTok. Like, I feel like most people that have used both, I never loved YouTube Shorts, but I probably watched it when I was like 12, 13. Now, no diss to YouTube Shorts creators. You guys are super talented. My gosh, if you can succeed on YouTube Shorts, that's a pretty cool talent. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you can post pretty interesting stuff on YouTube Shorts, and if you post the same thing on TikTok, my gosh, you will have people coming for you. Like Just Jules, I don't think I've ever seen a TikTok of hers where she's gotten hate. Not TikTok, sorry, YouTube Short. But on TikTok, it's like probably every other one that people are calling her cringe and corny and roasting her. TikTok is just a different platform. If I had to guess why, it's probably because older people are on it. It's more like Instagram Reels. It's not quite as mean as Instagram Reels, but it is like a different platform, like YouTube Shorts, and that is why people make fun of people who watch YouTube Shorts, because it's a completely different environment. Oh my gosh, and there's also this one. She shows a text, which is apparently, we can assume from Dylan, with the caption, "The saddest part, I stuck up to you again and again." And it says, "After I get paid from YouTube, then sure." And this isn't me being a clout chaser. This is me trying to prove a point, and I think I get all the info I need. And I think I got all the info I need. And so, doesn't seem like he's the nicest person. What a surprise. And here is another message she shows, which is very similar to what he said in his video, ironically. "I prioritize our relationship over social media," and she seems to have liked it. So she's showing off a few texts. Whenever she does talk about this entire situation, it does get a lot of attention, and it gets more support, because she is, once again, someone who does get a lot of hate on TikTok, because her style is, she almost sometimes seems a little bit too, like, sweet and, like, kind for it almost, if that makes sense. That sounds like glazing, but, like, she just, I don't know how to explain it, but like she just sticks out like a sore thumb sometimes, and that's kind of why she gets hate, and not in a bad way, but she just kind of sticks out in a way that gets her a lot of hate, if that makes any sense. And so she gets a lot more support on the videos where she talks about this, probably because she's the victim of this guy cheating and being nasty. So that is nice. She got 130,000 likes on this, showing off the messages, whereas Dylan certainly is not getting that amount of likes. Doesn't my green screen have such good lighting? Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not the actual green screen with the lighting, but like in general, my room has such good lighting today. I don't know why, but it's pretty beautiful, isn't it? Some other people commented, "Hot take, there's no real reason why someone should cheat." Someone said, "Jules, this is about Dylan," and showed a photo of Dylan, but they used some filter or AI, likely a filter, to make his face fatter, and she said, "That picture is disrespectful, but yes." And someone said, "Hot take, cheating shouldn't be normalized." I'm sorry, did people forget the meaning of hot take? Hot take should be when it's a hot take. It's a controversial take. Literally everyone, well, not everyone, but most people are against cheating. Like, people aren't going to like you if you cheat. I mean, yeah, a lot of people do it, and it shouldn't be normalized, obviously, but, like, it's not a hot take to say that. Like, yeah, it shouldn't be normalized, but it's not a hot take. So just say cheating shouldn't be normalized rather than being like, hot take, cheating shouldn't be normalized, because we know it shouldn't be normalized, obviously. It's not a hot take. Everyone agrees with you on this. Anyways, I also find it so funny that PaulTooReal took all the time to pay someone to edit that video, unless he edited it himself, wrote that whole script, or he just was talking out of nowhere.
I think I messed up because I have caught feelings for a girl who is already talking to someone, and I know that never ends well, but in this video I wanted to share with you guys the reasons why I would be better for her.
Choose me.
I know it's not the most ideal situation, but you know, sometimes things just pull at your heart and you have feelings that pickings.
But like either way, like I find that so funny, and like I have not seen anything about them getting together. Anything Jules has not said much about him either.
No, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but it's like every single time I'm scrolling on TikTok and I just see her videos, and I don't even know, it's just like, wow. So, why does this always have to happen to me, bro? It's literally the worst timing too.
Oh my gosh, I just find that so funny. Like, that is so embarrassing. Like, imagine if I just made a TikTok or a long form YouTube video where I was like talking about this YouTuber and I was like, I'm in love with them.
As you guys know, I've been single for a while, and I've honestly just been waiting for the right person to come up in my life, and I genuinely feel like she might be the right person, but it's just the situation is a little bit messy because, you know, there's multiple people in the situation and I don't want to overstep, but we have been DMing and talking, and yeah. Okay, so her name online, she goes by JustJules's, and I can tell that she actually has like a genuine like heart and like actually cares about people.
Perfect together. And then this person just flat up ignored me. Oh my gosh. And all the comments under that were hating. I know we're kind of straying from like what we were talking about originally, but like all the comments were like, this is cringy, Paul, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, that was that was so funny. And I know that I'm a little biased when it comes to PaulTooReal because I am kind of a PaulTooReal hater, a little bit of a PaulTooReal hater due to so many different controversies that guy has been in. I try not to be biased against him. Maybe he's changing, maybe he's getting more mature, but every time I try to become less biased, he does something like that, and
which is hard to find in this generation, to be honest. But I don't know, like, I just feel like she's different, and that's kind of what's making me go crazy. And that's kind of just what the problem is with this whole situation.
Now I'm here.
But there is a slight problem because she is talking to someone, and I don't know, I've actually known both of them for a while, and he's one of my friends.
Also, the video I made, PaulTooReal, I included that video at like the end, and almost all the comments under my video were talking about that and how much they disliked that.
And I really don't want to overstep, but it's just like when there's an opportunity, you know, like grab it. That's my motto. But it's just like, it's just the fact that I know that I can treat her better, and yeah, I don't know. And like, I don't want to be weird about it and like be that guy who like oversteps, but it's just the fact that I know that I could treat her better.
Oh my God!
Guys, I know how that sounds, and I know it sounds bad, and I don't want to be that guy because I am very humble, but it's just like, bro, like, and like, I know how that sounds, like, oh, I could treat her better, like, I'm better, blah, blah, blah. It's not even about that. It's just the fact that I genuinely know that I would treat her better. Like, hold on.
So I'm sorry. This amount of secondhand embarrassment I get sometimes from PaulTooReal is just... Anyways, I know I mentioned before that Jules often talks about being Christian, which can sometimes, because I know that a lot of people post about Christianity, but she takes it to like a different level, which on YouTube Shorts gets a lot of support, but on TikTok gets a lot of hate. Here's a recent TikTok she made.
Words I wasn't allowed to say growing up. I met this guy at the mall and we were talking about cursing and how it's not biblical, and he said what we consider a bad word, and I was like, hey, you can't say that. And he's like, what? That's a bad word? I'm like, oh, I guess it's not, but for me it is. He was like, what other words do you consider bad word? Obviously the main bad words, you know, like the F word, the S word, the B word, all those bad words. For like regular words, I would say shoot. I used to say that a lot, and then my parents were like, yeah, let's not say that.
Okay, I get totally not wanting to say bad words. Like, my parents were also pretty strict about that. I remember that, like, we would hang out with friends, and one time, this one, I wouldn't say friend, but someone that was in the neighborhood that we were messing with, we were not getting along, called my sister a bitch. And my sister was like 2, and we were so mad because we were taught that, like, swear words were the worst thing on earth. Like, don't get me wrong, that was not cool of him to call her that. That was totally weird. She was like 3 years old. I mean, he was like 11, but she was like 3. But anyways, like, I kind of get that, but shoot is kind of insane. That is not even close to being any form of a swear word. That's just kind of insane. That's overly strict and kind of weird.
This D word, I'm not allowed to say that. But I do say dang it. I think that's probably my favorite curse word. There's also the word frick. That's a mild word, but we still don't say that. Another word that a lot of people use that isn't technically considered a bad word is this one. Oh, you're not allowed that one. Now I just don't see the point in bad word.
Okay, we also certainly were not allowed to use that either. So I guess that technically does qualify as a swear word. I mean, I guess I kind of get how it would be, like, kind of sinful if you, like, called someone stupid. But, like, I mean, it's still not even close to being a swear word. I feel like if you sometimes act this way to your kids and make them, like, this, like, if you're this strict on them, then that can kind of backfire. Like, I just feel like, maybe not with her, like, it seems to be fine, like she seems to be fine with it, but like in some cases I feel like it can absolutely backfire and your kid will be like as bad as possible, or at least try to be as bad as possible.
Alright, we're gonna conclude the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.